What's up, guys? Welcome back. Monday, starting digital. I just wanted to give you guys a quick rundown of the week's assignments, kind of go through everything so you see what you will be looking at for the next 5 days. So take a look at teams. I just clicked on the third period A day. So this is what we would look at. Okay. The video that I'm posting right now, once I get it finished up, will be posted at the bottom. These things are the assignments that I posted for the week so far. Okay, so like always, first thing we need to do, we're going to come on over. You guys are going to come down, do your daily attendance. Okay, for all of you guys, it's the one that's in caps. Okay, so the capital one, click that one. One of the periods I ended up putting the wrong class in at one point, so I think it's sixth period. Be careful about making sure you click on the right attendance. So make sure you click on the form, get that done first. Take you to the screen. Hopefully you've seen this before. If not, let this be the week that we get started doing our attendance. Next thing, we'll go over to assignments. Just like last week, I posted the guiding document for the week into the assignments. Okay, so you'll still see the work from last week if you haven't done that yet. Okay, so like in this class, we have a lot of people that still need to get those last few things turned in. But if you're done, you're all caught up, all you should see is this week's assignments. Okay, at the bottom you should see stuff you've turned in, stuff that you've gotten back from me. That's what the return is. So when I return something to you guys, there's a lot of people that kept just giving it right back to me. You only need to give it to me again if you for some reason didn't get full points or I asked you to. So if you got, say, a 3 out of 5 and you wanted a chance at getting a 5 out of 5, you could fix whatever you messed up on, turn that back in, and I would add a couple points for you. But for the rest of you guys, if you get a 5 out of 5, don't bother about giving it back to me. That's perfectly fine. Okay, so if we click on the guiding document, you guys will see this screen. All right, we click into the document. This is one that you won't be able to edit because remember, this is not an assignment. Okay, this is just your weekly plan. This is your roadmap for the week. Okay, so we've got the date that it's due. We've got a little summary of what we did last week, what we're moving into this week. If we scroll down, you can see the date of our current learning plan. We see our objective. Students will be able to explain how atoms interact with each other. Students will also be able to predict which atoms are more likely to bond based on valence shells. Okay, that'll be the end of the week. Moving into next week, we'll really get into that. We see the 2 standards that we're going to be looking at still. So develop models to describe atomic composition of simple molecules and extended structures. Last week we were making models of single atoms, right? So you guys were drawing those models. If you didn't do that last week, that's what we're going to be moving into. So we really need to make sure that's something that we can do and that we're getting all these activities done. The next standard is to develop a model that predicts and describes changes in particle motion, temperature, and the state of a pure substance when thermal energy is added or removed. So we will be taking a look at phase changes, right? So solids, liquids, and gases. Our essential questions, what is matter? What are atoms? Can atoms be divided into smaller pieces? What are elements and what are molecules? Okay. So we come down here and you guys have seen this before. This is our checklist of the assignments that you have for the week. So the mandatory assignments, we have the YouTube video 1, and you have your instructions in the middle tab. We have our YouTube video 2, again with our instructions right here. We have our bond breaker game. You have the instructions here. And then our YouTube video 3, which is also the atom touch game, or atom pop, I believe it's called. And the instructions for getting to that game are on the worksheet that you'll be completing when you're watching those videos. As we scroll down a little farther, you guys can see the finished early category. You can hop back into the Minecraft atom builder. If you haven't done the Minecraft tutorial or the how to play yet, scroll up, find my video about Minecraft, jump in and do the tutorial. I want to make sure that you are comfortable playing the game before you start being asked to, build atoms, stuff like that. Some of you guys that are getting a little bit better at it, and maybe you have seen Sorry, I just got an email and it got me distracted. Maybe you've seen some stuff before and you can start building some of those atoms. I'm actually going to ask some of you guys to build a molecule. So you're going to have to build more than one atom and show that they are connected. But for all of us, we're going to have to be able to at least build one atom. So it's not just going to be hydrogen. It's going to have more protons. It's going to have more neutrons. It's going to have more electrons. I want to see that you guys really understand the structure of our current atomic theory and how we have those models made. We also, a lot of you guys were really comfortable making those Bohr models, so we'll do that as well. If you get done with Minecraft, or if you don't really feel like doing that right now, you can jump over to this website. This is a coding website, so if you're somebody who really likes computers and like building video games, and that's maybe something that you want to do, go over there. It's got a lot of cool activities that are, how computers are made and how computer games are made. So let's close out of here and let's go look at the other assignments. So remember, just once you get done with everything, you can just click turn in for this assignment and you're good. There's not actually any work for it. Okay. So let's start with YouTube video 1. It's going in alphabetical order, so we'll just skip down here because that was your first assignment on the list. Again, you can do it in any order, but it might be a little better sometimes going in order. So the instructions here says follow the following link. You will click on that link and that will open up a YouTube video. Let it load. Got some ads. It's going a little slow down here. So the YouTube video will load, okay? And then you also have this little sheet of questions for while you're watching the video, okay? So close out of this. You don't need that open anymore. You guys will watch that. We'll come here, answer these questions, okay? That goes with the first assignment. Once we get that done, attach your work, boom, click submit, and you are good. Okay, the second assignment was YouTube video number 2. That's what is a molecule. So that one is very similar, same idea. You'll click on the link, open your questions, do those at the same time. Please don't just try to answer the questions on your own. I need you watching those videos. I promise once I'm taking a look at the answers, I'm going to know whether you're just trying to guess on them. The next activity you guys had was the bond breaker game questions. So you're going to click on this link, okay, and this is going to take you to a game. It's pretty fun. I had a good time playing it for a while. And this is going to teach you a little bit about some of the properties of the components of atoms, so the protons, neutrons, and electrons. Okay, so we know our protons are positive, our electrons are negative, and our neutrons are neutral. So you guys will just click play. Okay, it might take a little bit to load down here. Internet's not too great. I want you to open these questions while you're playing. Okay, you're welcome to jump back into the game and have fun once you get done. But just please, please, please don't skip too far ahead in the game without taking a look at these questions, because I want you to be able to answer them as you go. Okay, so take a look at those, get those answered. Might be best to read the questions first and then start playing the game, so you'll kind of recognize when, oh, hey, this is something that it was asking me about. Okay, game will get loaded. I'm going to close out of it just for the sake of time for you guys. You'll be able to look at that on your own. Alright, so that was the bond breaker game questions assignment. And then the last assignment for this week is the YouTube video number 3. I know it says Metzger atoms Vide. The O apparently did not make it. So you guys will see this, okay? Same thing. This video is not like the other two. This one is the one where it's me giving the lecture for the week, okay? So I don't want to say this is the most important video for the week, but this is definitely the most important video for the week. Okay, so you guys have seen these before. It's just me going through the PowerPoint. Make sure you are paying attention to that because there are questions that go with it. Okay, so over here you've got some questions about atoms, making sure that we have a great idea about those. And then down here, this is the game, the BrainPop game. Okay, it's called Atom Touch. For you guys, if you can't click on the links, you can hold Control and then click on the link, okay? And that'll help it open in a new screen. That was something that was happening last week. People were having a hard time clicking on things. So if that's not working, make sure you hold Control. Okay, so on this game, we have the ability to interact and have atoms interact with each other. Okay, it's sodium and chlorine atoms. So we talked a little bit about sodium and chlorine in a class discussion on a question that somebody had asked, but we were talking about how a lot of elements, when they're by themselves, are super dangerous, right? Like sodium, you can toss it, like a block of sodium, into water and it'll actually explode. Chlorine is very dangerous. Like chlorine gas is highly toxic to humans. Like if you put too much chlorine in a pool and somebody's swimming in there, that can be deadly to them. So these two elements on their own, sodium and chlorine, are very deadly. But if we put them together, we get table salt, which can still be deadly, right, over a long time. But people eat salt all the time. We use it as a preservative, and it's not toxic. So we were talking about how elements individually can be highly toxic. We put them together, make a compound, and they're totally fine. So this game will look at those atoms interacting. You can zoom in, you can zoom out. Again, the internet down here is not too great, so I'm going to close out just for the sake of time. And that is the last assignment. There's no actual work that goes with the BrainPop Atom Touch game. I just want you guys to spend about 15 minutes clicking through there, messing with that a little bit. I also remind you about the control button here if you need. And that's your guys' last assignment for the week. Okay, so if we go back, we take a look at this again, you have the guiding document, which is not an actual assignment, right? It's just our roadmap. And we have 1 video, 2 video, 3 video, and the bond breaker game. Okay, so 4 assignments, 5 days. When I look at those numbers, right, that's 1 less assignment than we have days. I expect that I'm getting some good, well thought answers, okay? I can't just have 1 word, quick little just blurbs. These should be assignments that you are spending a class period on, right? We have about 50 minutes of class period in a school day, so I expect that you're spending about, at least 45 minutes working on an assignment for science. I'm not giving you guys homework. I'm not asking you to do a bunch of crazy work that's, blowing your brains. It's just blowing your minds all the time and just causing you all this stress. It's just this work that I want you to spend time doing, right? It's not too hard, but if we just try to rush through it, we're not going to grab this content. We're not going to gain the knowledge that we need. So spend some time with this stuff. Give me some good, well thought out answers so that I know you're learning, right? We're going to have a chat today. Well, if you're watching this video on Monday, we are. I'm going to post a link right around noon. We'll call it a little lunchtime chat. And from 12 to 12:30 or so, we will have a Microsoft Teams meeting. Okay, so I will post the link right before noon. I'll post it into all the pages. And hopefully I see you guys at our meeting. This would be a time when you could have looked at the assignments this morning. And you can maybe tune in, ask some questions. Maybe just say hello, but that would be a great time if you are someone that's needing some help or struggling. Stop by and let's get those problems answered. All right. If not, get to work. Have a great week. I'll see you guys later. Take care.